Hello my friends, welcome to the new Magister Clavus video. As always, I'm returning back to you with my series about invoking demons. And today I have prepared for you another spirit directly from Goetia. I'm going to speak about the 36th spirit of Ars Goetia named Stolas or Stolos. For some of you, this demon is quite known, although I have to say that as the series are progressing, we have maybe covered already the most famous one, or those that are like mostly worked with or invoked by the adepts of Goetia. And I see or feel that the future videos about invoking demons, and specifically about the demons of Goetia, are even requiring from my side to do a lot of invocations, because we do not have as much documents about these demons that are a little bit less known, or maybe not mentioned in the Bible or ancient religionistic and historical text at all. And that's why we are delving deeper and deeper into this ocean of the unknown. And I would like to say that it's a nice process. I can say that if sometimes it was like in my last video about Citri, I also had to do a lot of invocations and do a lot of digging of the information, because it's not so much known about her. The same is with Stolas, although it might be more known because Stolas was or became a little bit more popular in this anime series, where Stolas is a cartoon figure, also a demon. And it's quite popular series. But to be honest, this series is just a fiction, and the actual demonic entity of Stolas, although it might have some similarities in this anime, it's really different when you work with him. But before I move into my own personal experiences with the demon, I would like to maybe name or mention Ars Goetia on its own. You know, I like this book by Arundel Overman, and let's read a little bit about Stolas, or about the Stolas entity. We know that Stolas is the 36th spirit of Ars Goetia, known also by the name Stolos. The translation is unknown again. Etymology, we are just guessing what it might require, what it might mean. I have my theory. I will speak about it later. So the book says, the 36th spirit is Stolas or Stolos. He is a great and powerful prince, appearing in the shape of a mighty raven at first before the exorcist, but after he takes the image of a man. He teaches the art of astronomy and the virtues of herbs and precious stones. He governs 26 legions of spirits, and his seal is, as shown also here, but you can see this nice sigil of his at the picture. Well, it took me, Stolas was one of the few spirits that contacted me instead before I even invoked him. I can say that the description of Stolas is quite, I would say, transparent. It is a spirit that really, like, to me, was he manifested in the form of white owl. But in later interactions with him, he also the invoked image of him was the raven. Some practitioners also see him not only in this form of a bird, but also in a form of in a humanoid form. I think it's really based on the consciousness of the practitioner. If you have been reading Goetic books before, it's highly probable that you will see him in this medieval form. Many practitioners say that Stolas is also so-called daily demon, so he can be, or he prefers to be invoked during the daylight. It was not my experience with Stolas. I always invoked him, or were more successful invoking him during the night hours. His planet is his supposed planet is Jupiter, so you can invoke him also during the days and planetary hours of Jupiter. His preferred color is, according to some sources, is blue. That's why I'm wearing a lot of blue today. And I also used blue candles and black candles while invoking him. Incense, which really worked for me, was cedar. I felt that the spirit liked this type of incense. I can. He always. It is also true that Stolas is really. I would say that he's not very much interested to work with people unless you do something that starts his interest. Maybe this is also for other demons, but he really likes to work with people that are working with alchemy, that are into astrology or even astronomy, like the scientists. He can somehow help, I think, people that are whether intrigued or by work or by profession. They might be even physicists, mathematicians, astrophysicists, for the creativity that they are working on difficult projects, and they can somehow be inspired in knowledge by him. And he is really interested in, as Goetia says, in arts of stones, precious metals. So all people, maybe scientific people that do this science, geologists and so on, might really benefit from his knowledge. This knowledge comes in way of intuition. He really prefers to connect you in lucid dreaming. And but I had also I was woken, but during the invocations I had his visions. Stolas practically is at the beginning he's not speaking as much. He's more like observer. You can feel his presence, but somehow only these imaginations come. Later on he said few words to me and few sentences later on, but he really is like that. My friend, I had a video, the live stream a few weeks ago. Natalie Burshil, she is an alchemist and she worked with Stolas. And I invoked him once, and he came and he told me that he wants to work with her. And I told him, like, you can visit her. And he, like, I had the feeling like, yes, I will. And a few hours later, my friend called me that I feel something in my laboratory. I feel that, and I haven't told her anything. So she really, the Stolas came, and in her vision, it was like that he was like sitting in the laboratory, and he was really intrigued about the procedures of the alchemist. So sometimes he can be also, if you are doing some kind of alchemical experiments, he helps you to achieve the success. Yeah. But if you are not working in this type of things, Stolas can help also with other things. For me personally, he really develops your astral travel possibilities. So you can travel astrally better, lucid dreaming, visions, and so on. I will speak later maybe about my visions. But who is Stolas? Like I also ask these questions as sometimes he prefers to visit people that are living closer to nature. So if you have, if you are living in a place where are ravens are more frequent, or even owls, sometimes it can be seen that if you work with the demon, that the owls or raven become more frequent around that place. Of course, if you are doing it in the middle of the city, then it's maybe more difficult, but the ravens you can meet also there, but sometimes maybe even owl. But he prefers to manifest in places that are closer to nature. I can also say that Stolas is one of the few spirits that, as he is, it's a nature spirit, likes when he's being invoked outside, not in your own, like not in the room or not in the laboratory. You can maybe try to invoke him if you are in the middle of the woods or somewhere there. That would be much more potent. I tried to do, of course, invocation also inside. It's possible, but it's much more stronger to do it outside. The origin of Stolas is really unknown. We have practically only mentionings of him practically in Pseudomonarchia Demonum. There the information is very similar to Ars Goetia. It mentions like Stolas is a great prince appearing in the form of night raven. Before the exorcism, he takes the image and shape of man, teaches astronomy and absolute understanding of virtues of herbs, precious stones, and he has under him 26 legions. Yes, so of course also if you are if you want to create some kind of potions, herbs, this is something that Stolas can help you with these internal insights. Also, other book which mentions Stolas is Michael Ford's Luciferian Goetia, also a nice source of information, but very similar to Ars Goetia and so on. We, or at least I thought that Stolas might came into these medieval books from paganistic cults of the late antique times or early medieval times. Whether my feeling is, because when I had these visions with him, when I have a video about astral temple, and I also mentioned in that video that when I was creating this imaginary astral temple in my mind, it was in the form of a house with specific rooms, fully imaginative. I was trying to astral project into that place, and later on I found an attic in that house, because that house just started to have more rooms, and I found an attic, and in that attic I found a white owl. And the owl was there. It was not my imagination. I never thought about this owl, but in the astral travel dreamy state, I met this owl and I knew it was Stolas. So he always was at that place, and Stolas was one of the first spirits that I really encountered in this astral realm. And later on, my astral temple changed. I have created a new one. And the new one is not like the house in the woods, but it's more like in the form of ancient, like late antique or early medieval rotunda temple. And I met him in that place, or he brought me into that vision, that I found myself in that rotunda temple with very ancient frescoes. Maybe even some of them were like it felt like from the antique late Roman times. And I asked him once, like, are you from, or what's your origin? Are you from, do you come from this Roman cultural niveau? He did not answer to me, but I felt that this symbol of owl, he might be related to the late Roman or Roman times. Why? Later on, I found out, or maybe he just posted me he gave me this information somehow. I realized that he is connected, or he might be connected with so-called Strix. Strix is a mythological term. It is as in classical literature, there was a Roman poet, Ovid, of course, and in his sixth book of poems called Fasti, this book is also can be found under the name the Book of Days or on the Roman calendar. It is a book from the year 8 of current era, and in this Fasti poem, the poet Ovid mentions gods of underworld. Oh, he mentions spirits of the underworld called Strix or Strixe. They are in the book described as a large-headed bird with transfixed eyes, rapacious beak, grayish-white wings, and hooked claws. This is one of the rare depiction of the Strix. So who are these Strixes? Strixes were mythological beasts that were really Roman citizens were really afraid of them, because they were like nocturnal crying creatures, and they are also mentioned in the older sources, not only in Ovid, but also already in the Greek myths. There is another resource from Greek time, Antoninus Liberalis Metamorphosis. It's not always Metamorphosis, but Antoninus Liberalis. He mentions Strix as a metamorphosis of Polyphonte. Polyphonte was related, or she was a daughter of a river god Strymon. So, and Strymon was related to god Ares and Tyrrhene. Polyphonte was metamorphed because of the wrath of Aphrodite, because of cannibalism. It was a cannibalistic woman that was transformed into this nightly demonic form of Strix. And this Antoninus Liberalis book is mentioning that legend. Also, Strix are, as a nightly beings, very similar to these demonic owls, are also mentioned in Plautus' comedy Pseudolus. It's from the 199 before current era, and it is also mentioning these beings. Strix, as such, later on were transformed into the maybe Slavic world called Stryga, Strix, which means like demonic witches. And they are also like witches or vultures, and many other sources are just using this word Strix, Stryga, and a witch. For example, Isidorius' Etymologiae or John of Damascus. John of Damascus is mentioning them as well. Stryga is derived from Latin name also Stryga, like Strix, Stryga. In Italian it means witch. And the word itself gave a term sometimes. The word is also used, I think, in English under the word stregeria, a form of witchcraft. And when you later on think on Stolas and on his appearance, this is something that I think might have a strong connection. It is, I think so, that this image of Strix, of this nightly vulture-like creature, somehow later on was transformed into this demonic entity that Ars Goetia called Stolas. I don't want to say that Stolas is like a lot of demons. I felt that it is one being, but again, Stolas is a prince of 26 demonic legions. And in this new astral temple of mine, I saw this owl, And you know, rotunda, they have open roof. You can see also the sky sometimes. And I felt that I saw this owl, and around him were dozens of ravens. So, and I felt that these are like entities that are related to him, maybe under his command or so on. So maybe he is a prince of Strixes or something like that. If you work with Stolas, try to maybe also work or have some kind of stones or gems on your temple, or I'm sorry, on your altar. He likes to recite sometimes in this type of items, or he can send a raven or familiar into this type of gem. I do have obsidian stone, and I felt that he was really intrigued into it. My last invocation with Stolas was a little bit strange, as I tried to invoke him according to the to some sources during the day, and I felt that he somehow did not like the hour or time. And normally I try to always, like I said, or expected during the rituals, you should always end the ritual even if you have no connection or nothing. And I just wanted to like end the connection, but there was no, I felt that he's not present. And I felt very strange feeling. And in my mind, I felt like that he's like tried to set something to me, and it was really rare. He told me like, you need to sleep. And it was a day, but I kept the candles lit. I kept the incense working, everything, and suddenly I become very, very tired, and I decided to take a nap. Even during the ritual, I felt it's right that I felt that if I will take the nap, he might connect during the day, but in my sleep, in my dream. And I slept for a moment. I slept maybe for an hour. I woke up, and during that hour, I had these strong visions about these ravens, about these temples, about these things that he wanted to like somehow show me, because my main questions were like, who are you, what are you, what is your origin, and all of these things that I just explained to you are relatively fresh to me. During these dreamy states, I came into this idea of Strix and demon and vulture-like beings. Raven or even owl is a predator. It's not although that Stolas might be depicted in this anime like very nice, funny being, Stolas of course is interested in this arts of astronomy, astrology, alchemy, but you can still feel his demonic entity, like a little bit predatory nature. And I had also dreams and visions during the time that I saw the owl that that owl catched a mouse, and he was like really eating that mouse, and I saw this blood, and it was really like messy. So I think that during these visions, he really liked to show me that he is both. He's a predator, and he might be also very knowledgeable, but never forget that you are connecting with a demon that in Roman times was supposed to do cannibalism. So Stolas is a very strong entity. If you feel being called by him, he comes in these visions sometimes, and these are very strong. If you are looking for astral projection, want to improve your clairaudience, clairvoyance skills, Stolas is a right being to work with. But he is one of the entities that is more difficult to invoke. Some say that he might be a little bit shy. I don't think that. he just chooses his own. Yeah, if don't be surprised that he will not show himself immediately, or even to me that I sometimes work with him, sometimes he does not show. He's really secluded. Later on, of course, during these Roman Catholic times and so on, some people say that Stolas was a fallen angel, or that he was a little bit neutral and he didn't want it to go into this Lucifer versus Yahweh war. I wouldn't think so. This is just like allegory that was developed in later times. He is, I think, very closely related to these Roman myths and dark nocturnal beings that he might be a prince of, or a leader, or a demonic king. So I hope you liked the video. If you have worked with Stolas, please leave your comments below on YouTube, and I am looking forward to speak to you later and next time about another spirit of Ars Goetia, or maybe not in Ars of Goetia, but definitely some another demonic spirit. Have a great day.